Congratulations. You did it. So proud of you. So glad to have been on this quest with you. Just a quick review of what you've done. You've gotten the keys to unlock your inner superpowers. What can you do with those? Well, now you know who you are, you know your characteristics, you know the characteristics that if you bring them out, then they're going to take you where you want to go. You know that you can adopt or grab new ones, let go of old ones that haven't worked for you in the past. And it's all about, building the muscle of each one. And it's all about doing each one. So for instance, if you picked, you know, trustworthy, doing something trustworthy. If you pick something like determined, doing something that requires you to be determined, right? Add a little willpower in there. And speaking of willpower, you got your superpowers. You know how to use these superpowers as superpowers and not as kryptonite. So for instance, imagination, the big one, you know how to use that so that you imagine in a directed way towards what you want, not imagining the worst in a kryptonite way. And then you have the what you want to do, right? Talking about imagination, the Play-Doh, the what you want to create, the imaginative thinking, not the conditional thinking, right? You look at that Play-Doh and you go, I want this to be, and then you start getting to work at it, right? And as you keep going, progress, 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 soon enough, you'll have what it is you were thinking up here in your hands right here. And then you know why you want to do the thing that you want to do. You want to make that team, make that grade, go to that college, be that profession, write, act, play sports at whatever level. These things you say you want. Why? What does it do for you? And I always shared that my goal is to get this out, this program, this quest, as we sit here right now, out to 10,000 kids. Why? Because I know what it can do for them. I know how much better their life, how much easier, like you, right? Life can be when you know your inner superpowers. That's a big why. So it keeps me going when the obstacles come up, and the obstacles come up, right? Feels like it's not growing that fast, feels like people aren't listening, but keep going, progress, right? Learning, finding out what works, what doesn't work. That's inside the how. You start stepping one step at a time. And as you do it, you've now turned information to experience. This is where you really learn. This is where you really grow. This is where you're really in the process of getting towards the goal, the what that you created. And while you're out there, you know there's going to be obstacles and challenges. Of course, there is. You're up to big things. You're out of the comfort zone. You're in the adventure zone. So, what does that mean? Well, either the obstacles and challenges are going to run you back to the comfort zone, but I don't think that's going to happen to you now that you're familiar with your power thinking, where you understand about energizing the BFF, biggest fan forever, and not listening to that frenemy, right? That inner critic, the one that makes it sound like he or she's got your back, but really he or she is holding you back. So you start creating the thoughts, the power thoughts you want. You had your glider, remember? And the pilot and the autopilot fly together. You make sure the programming in there, the one that gets drawn, is the one that's going to have you take off and keep flying. And that's where superpower thinking comes in. That's when you make it stick and you make it stay by repetition, by saying it over and over. And inside of all that, you add belief. You're going to believe in something. You can or you can't do it. You're good enough or you're not good enough. Why not choose the one that takes you where you want to go, not the one that holds you back? And if it all gets to be too much out there, which sometimes it does, as I record this the other day in the car, I went to my own power place. I was driving, but I just took my 3 breaths. I just became present to the moment of what was happening. And I decided I wanted to step away from it. And so I took my 3 deep breaths. And so then I put my shoulders back, got up a little straighter, And then I started thinking about some power thoughts, the thoughts I wanted, the ones that I've been practicing in my superpower and power thinking portions of this course. And I went to those. I started repeating them to myself. And it changed. Things got positive. I felt better. I was able to do better things, more towards my goal than do anything that might pull me away. And then, we were in action. We got in action. We did our scavenger hunt. Maybe you did the one for the purpose. You are on the way to doing your personal ones. The action is what we said. It turns the information and the how to the experience so that you are actually doing it without action. Nothing happens. You got the dreamer, and sometimes it stays at the dreamer, but you got the dreamer who becomes the doer. Now you got a force, and that's who you are now. So congratulations. You have all of that in your pocket, on your key ring, and you get to use it whenever you want. But don't forget, you got to strengthen it. You do have to use it in order to strengthen it. So happy for you. Thanks for being here with me. I appreciate it.